Before I get into today's video, remember to follow me on Twitter. So my Twitter, the link is in the description below. You can also find me. My handle is @JacksonKruger. Come over, say hi. And anyways, back to your regularly scheduled video. So the Buffalo Bills go with a draft selection that I like. I think this is smart. I think that Kaiir Elam I had him as I was really high on him. I think he's a very good player. I had him as my cornerback 4, I believe. So getting him as the 4th corner, I think this checks out. And I think they could really use him. In fact, when Kyle and I did our mock draft just a day before the draft, I mocked Elam to the Bills. So I think when you watch his film is really impressive. So let's just jump into the film itself, and then let's kind of talk about the fit for a second. So let's start off with this play. What's going to happen here is it's man coverage. That's a lot of what Florida would run. And so we got to see him, in a lot of these tough matchups, right? Him covering guys one-on-one, him covering good players one-on-one. He's playing against Alabama here, so this is not easy work for him. And in fact, this is Jameson Williams who he's going up against, who's a very good wide receiver, obviously, another very hyped up prospect. So this is cool, and this is something that we don't get to see every cornerback do, but we get to see it with Elam. The way this play works is it's a one-on-one matchup, and watch what happens. So first, Williams is going to try to get the outside leverage, and does a pretty good job at it. And again, Williams is an explosive player, so being fearful of a go route here absolutely makes some sense. Now, you do have some safety help over the top. The safety is cheating in your direction, but you can't rely on that if you're Elam in this situation. So if he got too far deep and then Williams cut underneath and got open that way, that would be an understandable mistake to make. I'm not even sure I'd really dock him that much if that's what he did, just because you do have to be so fearful of a deep route. And spoiler alert, this is not going to be a deep route. But watch what Elam does. As you see, when Williams cuts, he's still able to step back and knock the ball away. That's just an incredible defensive play, and that's something that, again, that's what I like about him, is the fact that he can do stuff like that, and it really kind of makes you feel like, okay, at the NFL level, this probably will work. I know that there's some concerns about him being a Florida corner, and there's been a lot of bust at that position as of late, but still, that's not really fair to him, and I think that his tape is incredibly good. Something like this. So again, it's going to be a one-on-one matchup. The route's going to be over the middle, and so this is the play that can absolutely work for Alabama. This is a good situation for them. It's a one-on-one matchup, and these are good angle throws. I mean, this is a hard play for Elam to be able to cover. And look, this route's going to be pretty good too. I mean, gets the inside leverage, cuts pretty well, and there is a window to make this throw, but I feel like Elam's doing a pretty good job of kind of sticking with him and doing a good job of kind of just being in position to where he can lunge out and knock the ball away. Listen, a perfect throw, and this is going to be a catch. But that's kind of the world you live in as a corner. If you're in a play like this where it's a bad situation, on perfect throws, you're typically going to give up completions. That's okay. This throw also not perfect, a bit behind, but I still felt like that was pretty good defense by Elam. Good route running as well, good offense. I thought that was good all across the board, but again, I thought that he did a good job on that one. Let's go over here now. So I kind of teased a deep route with Jameson Williams and Elam. Well, let's show an actual deep route. So the way this play works, it's going to be a cover 3 zone, and you see Williams is running a go route versus Elam. So that's what's happening. And this is basically, so cover 3 zone, basically what that means is it's going to be a one-on-one matchup with a single safety deep. So maybe the safety will get over and help, but maybe not. So this could be just a true one-on-one. And look, as you see, so Jameson Williams does a good job of kind of with this fake, and then he's going to try to blow by Elam. But Elam's doing a good job of kind of staying in position. And watch him kind of just really box him out. He gets to the spot, and I mean, there was some contact there, but I thought that was pretty good defense by him, and he can definitely hang with Williams, with speed there. So that's, again, cool to see, and this is what he can do. Now, going over to a negative, this is a negative that I feel like didn't really hurt him that much in college, but will hurt him in the NFL. I feel like in college, they tend to really, they'll call penalties if, it's clear, and it's not like they don't call penalties necessarily, but they don't really call, like, jersey tugs as much, and Elam is a big jersey tugger, so he'll just have to learn how to not do that at the NFL level. It didn't really hurt him that much at college, but I think it will hurt him in the NFL level, so he'll have to get better at it. This is an example of it. It's going to be a one-on-one matchup, and watch what happens. Look, as you see, he does get his left arm out and just grabs the jersey and, uses that to not allow much separation. I just feel like guys at the NFL, like, they get called for that. And so that's just something that, listen, it's hard to be a corner in today's NFL, right? It's just difficult. You're going to give up yards no matter who you are. It's impossible to be a complete shutdown corner with the way the rules are now. But that's something he can't do because you don't want to give, you don't want to give free first downs to teams. One other negative, this isn't, really what he's known for. It's going to kind of be a great encapsulation of him as a player as a whole, because the first part of this play is going to be good. As you see, he is going to do a good job of, covering, getting in position to try and make a tackle on the halfback, and then he just whiffs on the tackle. He's just not much of a tackler. I don't think he's abysmal at it. It's not something to be like overly concerned with, but you're not drafting him to tackle. You're drafting him to cover. And for corners, typically what you just have to be as a tackler is good enough. Sure, there's value in a Richard Sherman who's like an elite tackler, but for the most part, just having someone who can, throw their body into another player and cause them to fall down is all you need. Elam does that okay. So even that, it's not like a spectacular, but he can at least do it okay. You're not drafting him to be a tackler, though. There's no denying that. Listen, I think it's totally reasonable to say, did the Bills need a corner? And I don't know. Like, I think they could have been okay. They could probably use a corner. But again, just kind of the way that the Bills defense worked last year, it kind of just felt like, I don't think it's a pressing need, but they did lose a corner. So you're getting the replacement. It might be a big position of need for them. The reality is, though, they kind of could go several different ways. They have so many good and talented players on their roster that I kept saying they're probably the biggest pick for luxury team that is left in this draft. Just go out and pick the best player available. And I kind of feel like they did that. I kind of feel like they went out and got the best player available, and it just so happens to be in kind of what is their biggest position of need as well. So when you add on both of those two things, it's really hard, I think, to find a negative with this. Are there other players you could have gone with? You could have gone with Devontae Wyatt, but they have guys to play in the interior defensive line. They don't need that as much. They could have gone with Sky Moore, but again, their offense is still going to be awesome next year. Their passing attack is still going to be awesome next year. This is just a guy to, if you have 13 seconds left and need to close out a game, hopefully he's someone who can help you do that. And if he can be as awesome as, I think he can be, then him next to Tre'Davious White, this is how you get an elite team on both sides of the ball, which they had last year, and it could even get better. So very exciting pick for the Bills, I think. The rich get richer. I think this is a great pick. So that's what I think. What do you guys think about this move? Let me know in the comments below. What are your thoughts on Kaiir Elam going to the Buffalo Bills? Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.